Coach. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Jeff Phoebus, Sports Information Director, Kelvin University, getting set to bring you the first of 2 evening games, the final 2 games of the Great Lakes Invitational here at Bernard Arena. The game in front of us has the number 3 ranked Blue Streaks of John Carroll University going up against the number 8 ranked Emory Eagles. This should be a really good game. John Carroll trying to bounce back from an 84-69 defeat to Johns Hopkins yesterday, while meanwhile Emory riding high, the Eagles flying after an 83-74 win over the host Kelvin University Knights last night. That was the finale, and that was a very entertaining game, very close until the final minute or so, and then Emory pulling away. And it was their junior guard, Jair Knight, ironically, a Knight defeating the Knights, and he was sensational last night. Out of Elyria, Ohio, he had 31 points, some huge defensive plays, including a key block shot on Kelvin's Owen Varnado on an attempted dunk. That was a real momentum changer, game changer, if you will. And he was terrific, as was the whole Emory University team. Meanwhile, on the John Carroll side, a tough loss, their first of the year, to Johns Hopkins, and also a tough loss on the court. Their standout All-American guard, Luke Chacon, went out with a foot injury, and it looks like he's going to be out for some time. I kind of got wind of what the injury is. I'll save that for the John Carroll people to disseminate if they want, but he is in a boot. He will not play tonight, and that's very unfortunate because he is a tremendous player. Got to see him up close and personal for a couple games last year in the NCAA tournament. Kelvin was at the DeCarlo Center there in University Heights, Ohio, and he was tremendous. And, you know, for me, thinking about that NCAA regional last year, you had Jalen Overway, a first-team All-American, Luke Chacon, an All-American, and both of those players are on the shelf right now. Overway, of course, out with his injury suffered in the national quarterfinal, planning to medically redshirt this year, and Chacon looks like he's going to be out for some time. We'll see how long that injury keeps him on the shelf. Be great if he could get back yet this year, but he is a key piece. But in the meantime, John Carroll will have to regroup and do it in short order. Head coach Pete Moran in his 8th year, trying to get these Blue Streaks back on the winning track. And then meanwhile, on the Emory side, Jason Zimmerman, also a veteran coach, he, the head coach of the Emory Eagles, is trying to keep the pedal down and trying to get 2 wins in 2 nights here at the Great Lakes Invitational. As I mentioned, should be a real good game. Earlier today, it was Marietta defeating Hope 96-71, and I don't know if I can find the box score here, but Wisconsin lacrosse went to 2-0 in this tournament, downing Johns Hopkins by double digits. They looked quite good, did Wisconsin lacrosse.
Bernard Arena on the campus of Calvin University for the 2024 Great Lakes Invitational, Day 2, Game number 3. Today's matchup features the Eagles of Emory University and the Blue Streak of John Carroll University. Let's meet the starters from both teams. First up, the Eagles of Emory University. A 6'2" junior, number 2, Jair Knight. A 6'1" junior, number 10, Ben Pierce. A 6'7" senior, number 14, Logan Shanahan. A 6' senior, number 21, Albert Fallis. And a 6'5" sophomore, number 24, AJ Harris. The Eagles are coached by Jason Zimmerman. And now let's meet the Blue Streak of John Carroll. Starters are a 6'7" senior, number 3, Will Yontek. A 6'1" senior, number 4, Chase Toppin. A 6'6" senior, number 5, Luke Fraser. And a 6'4" sophomore, number 12, Aiden Fitzgerald. And a 6'7" senior, number 20, Henry Rayner.
So there's our starting lineups. Thanks to Jason Fossey, our public address announcer, for that. Hey, quick shout out to John Carroll University football team, a 52-7 winner in the first round of the playoffs over Mount St. Joseph today. They'll advance to take on the old rival Mount Union in the second round, I believe in Alliance, Ohio, next Saturday. So for those of you who enjoyed that football win, welcome on into this broadcast, and congrats on the football triumph today. Not sure how many John Carroll Mount Union football matchups there will be moving forward, because John Carroll, as most of you know, is moving into the North Coast Athletic Conference next year. Of course, Mount Union in the Ohio Athletic Conference, this John Carroll team in its final year, or all their athletic teams, their final year in the OAC. Watched a video interview with head coach Pete Moran, and had mixed emotions about the move. Excited about the new league, but having been a former player himself in the OAC and coached in the OAC for all these years, he's got some nostalgic feelings for the OAC, and is a bit sad to leave the conference and all of those rivalries that go with it. Tip-off is won by Emory, and here we go. The Eagles out of the University Athletic Association, a national conference. They have to get on the old airplane for conference play. Here's a 3 from the right wing. Off the mark and taken away by John Carroll. That triple was A.J. Harris. Hit some key shots last night for Emory. He's got good range. Really, most of this starting 5 can dial it from deep for Emory. John Carroll likes to do the full court press and push the tempo. Of course, you got to score buckets to press. Missed shot there. No. Put back. No. And a rebound to Emory. On the dribble there, Ben Pierce, left corner. Kick back up top, a 3 from Shanahan. It's good. There's that dribble penetration and the kick out. This starting 5 for Emory, very in tune together, very balanced. You can tell that they have played together for a few years, very well coached. There is Luke Frazier, the pull-up jumper, and it's good. 3-2, that's a good sign for John Carroll. He was off the mark quite a bit yesterday. Good to see him get off the snide right away, but boy, just like last night, it's Emory dialing it from deep. Ben Pierce that time out of Tuckahoe, New York, 6-2. It seems like that's been the pattern in this tournament. One side gets hot from three-point range and builds a sizable lead. I think we've seen it. And, well, we got 6 games in. 5 of the 6 games so far, one side has really gotten hot from 3. High-low pass inside, a little too deep. That was Will Yontek trying to find his teammate Henry Rayner inside, and that pass a little too deep, so a turnover. Breaking the timeline, Ben Pierce, and the aforementioned Jair Knight. Got to say that correctly. Looping pass inside, tonight goes up. Got a shot blocked there by Frazier. Ball on the deck. Scramble for it, and it's John Carroll. Quickly the other way, they'll push the pace. Henry Rayner in the outlet. Feed to Toppin. Chase Toppin. Try to go up top. Nobody there. Out of bounds. This John Carroll team also a veteran unit. Of course, Kelvin played them in the second round last year. And a lot of these faces are familiar for me. Daunting place to play, the DeCarlo Center, if you're a visiting team, I can tell you that. It gets loud in there. Great home court advantage. Foul on Frazier on the hand check. Albert Fallis drawing that one. And he'll trigger sideline right. Ben Pierce, very good defensive player as well as a savvy ball handler. Another 3 from the left side, up and in. That's A.J. Harris. I told you he can shoot it from deep. And just like that, 3 triples for the Emory Eagles, and they lead at 9-2. Little floater in the lane, no good, and a rebound taken away by Knight. 1-on-4, he's gonna still push the pace. Pulls up from 16, no. Ripped down there by Fitzgerald. Here comes John Carroll the other way. Behind the back dribble, we're gonna have a Knight. Jair Knight on the foul. Frazier pushed the pace. Be one way to get Knight off his game is to get him in foul trouble. He'll check out. Fresh faces in for both sides. 9-2 early on. Emory with 3 triples. There's Toppin, kicks it right side. Now here's Frazier from the corner. Bounces around it, down, 9-5. So his first 2 shots have fallen. Long bomb pass, and I think we're gonna have a pass interference, if you will. Holding call on David Gentry, who was locking up the receiver on that fly pattern. Probably a pretty good foul to take. Prevented the layup there. Inbounds play comes right by us, right corner, a 3. Little deep by Ben Pierce. Battle for the board. Pierce gets his own board, goes up, scores. 11-5. Emory. Frazier, a little crossover dribble. Fade away. Boy, defender right in his craw, and they're going to call the foul on Shanahan. He got just a bit of the arm on the way down on the follow-through. Pretty good defense. But Frazier at the line. He's got 5 already. All 5 of John Carroll's points, for that matter. First one is good. I'm sure Coach Moran has been telling his charges that everybody else has got to step it up with Jacone on the sidelines right now. Second free throw also good. 11-7. Checking in is Omar Abumhada. Saw him quite a bit yesterday. Little skip pass, left wing corner, and another 3 just like that. Four triples for Emory early on. 2 of them coming from A.J. Harris out of Piedmont, California. And it's 14-7. Beautiful skip pass by Pierce to find him there. Little trapping zone. Saw that zone last night. Little scoop and a score. Nice play by Henry Rayner. Entry pass into the middle, set that one up, and he attacked the basket and put it down. 3 is no good that time by Harris. Rebound though to Emory. Another triple try, no, and quickly the other way is Luke Frazier into the front court. Kicks it right side. Gentry. Baseline there. Goes up from underneath and got blocked out of bounds. The fellow big man, Cale Martins. Media timeout on the floor, 14-9 Emory. And let's talk a little bit about what is going on here at Calvin. Enrollment at Calvin University continues to climb. For the second straight year, Calvin is experiencing a double-digit percentage uptick in its first-year class. The 1,200 new students represent undergraduates and graduate learners from dozens of states and 46 countries around the world. Discover why Calvin is in demand. Schedule a visit at calvin.edu/visit. Today's first half is brought to you by Skipper and Osterink Wealth Management. Our Skipper and Osterink men's basketball student athlete for today is junior Mike Morris out of Grand Rapids West Catholic High School. Mike is an accounting major, near 4.0 student, Calvin Dean's List student, as you can imagine, a presidential scholar. He does it all for this Calvin men's basketball team. That's Planning for Success, presented by Skipper and Osterink Wealth Management. providing the financial clarity, solutions, and service that allow you to focus on what you care about most. Back to the action here at the Great Lakes Invitational. 14-9, Emory on top. John Carroll with the basketball. Again, that zone look. Left baseline, little pull-up no by Frazier, and quickly Emory into the front court. And Frazier got tripped up, drew the foul. I think Harris is going to be called for that one. Yep. Back in is Jair Knight. Harris will check out. Frazier. Back to that man-to-man look by Emory. They'll do that. They'll change it up after a couple of possessions and then sprinkle in that zone. All the way to the basket and blocked. Not sure if Knight or if Gentry got a piece of that, or beg your pardon, that wasn't Gentry, that was Mark's hands. And the putback underneath is good, 14-11. On the dribble. Pass inside to Knight. Kicks it outside. It's a three on the way, and it's good by John Capolino, the 4. And the feed from Knight. That is the 5th three of the first half already for Emory. And I think we're going to have a travel on Jantek. We will. Shuffle stepped on the turnaround jumper. More substitutions. In for John Carroll. Aiden Fitzgerald was one of them. Also in for Emory is Ethan Faust. Faust entry pass into Knight, trying to back his man. A little pull-up is good from 6 in the lane. 19-11. There's just so many weapons for this Emory team. They are very balanced. I know Bob Quillman, who we'll have on at halftime of our final game of the night, said that this Emory team looks like a Final Four team, and I would not disagree. Kind of a foul. So I think that was Jantek going to the basket. That'll be on Pierce. That's already his 2nd foul, so that's a bit of trouble. Starting point guard with 2 and 13:48 still to go in this first half. One thing about John Carroll, they will keep coming at you for the full 40 minutes. If you let off the gas pedal for a 3-4 minute portion of the game, you might pay for it. First free throw was up and in. Gentry at the line. Second one also good. Young man out of Hudson, Ohio. Checks out. Henry Rayner back in. 19-13. And here Coach Pete Moran played on that 2004 Final Four team at John Carroll. Just off to my right. So new point guard right now, Casey Hunt for Emory. Hands it off, and now Knight at the top of the key. Trying to get to the lane, going downhill, off his mark, but banks it in, off the glass. Pretty good defense by Aiden Fitzgerald, but that is the ability of Knight. And now tripped up is Chase Toppin. And here Coach Moran, I think he was calling for an illegal screen on that last offensive set. It's one thing you'll hear about early in the game. Coaches trying to put down a stake on where they'd like to see the game called. Pass inside and a little right-handed hook. No, and Knight goes up high to rip that one down. Rayner had that shot. Here is Knight. Double team and a good help side by Jantek. A 3 from deep, short. Knight got his own board. off the miss from Faust, and another three. That's way too long by Martans, and taken down by John Carroll. Brandon Rose into the game, and he's looking inside to Jantek, trying to post his man up, and Knight picked his pocket. One-on-one, he's gonna go all the way to the hole, lays it up, in, and a foul. They called the beg your pardon, not the charge, the block on Brandon Rose. And it's an and one opportunity coming up for Knight. Boy, last night, every time Kelvin made a surge, Knight surged right back. He was tremendous last night. Came up with a three, he'd take it to the hole, he'd block a shot, make a defensive play. I looked it up, Elyria, Ohio to University Heights, Ohio, 50 miles. So he is playing a John Carroll team I'm sure he's very familiar with. Took his talents down south to Emory in Atlanta, Georgia. Makes the free throw, completes the three-point play, 24-13. Just like that, Emory has opened up a double-digit advantage. Back to that zone for Emory. And a steal, jumping over top and picking the pocket was Faust. Ball swinging around, Knight's gonna pull up from a three from the left wing, and good. I'm telling you, Jair Knight, looking like one of the finest players in all of Division III, and just like that, it's 27-13. Timeout taken by John Carroll. A 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. Again, second game will be Kelvin against St. John's of Minnesota. Kelvin ranked 9th, looking for his first win of the year yet. Will drop out of the poll when the new polls come out next week. And St. John's ranked 12th. The Johnnies had a impressive win over Hope College yesterday, just methodically took apart Hope. And we'll present a formidable opponent for the home squad tonight. Had a chance to talk to Zach Snyder during halftime number 2 today. And we'll have a chance to talk to younger brother Matt Snyder, part of the D3 Datacast. The Snyder brothers, Kelvin graduates and avid followers of Division III basketball. Hosts the online program on YouTube, the D3 Datacast. It's a show that takes a lighthearted approach to D3 basketball and typically involves data and discussions on efficiency ratings, regional rankings, NCAA tournament selections, and computer predictions of big games. You can check out their website at d3datacast.com. They're both mechanical engineers with their day jobs and basketball stats aficionados in their part-time work. Little half-court trap and a steal by Emory. Another turnover by John Carroll. They give you a variety of looks on defense, and now a turnover right back. Quickly the other way, Brandon Rose, little step over move, no, missed the layup, goes out of bounds. It'll go to Emory. Good defensive recovery by Mario Awasum to harass Brandon Rose's layup attempt. 26-13. Michael Condoleone is into the game for John Carroll. I beg your pardon, that's not Condoleone. I'm looking at the wrong roster here. That was Albert Fallis who brought it up. And it's knocked out of bounds. So Fallis will trigger again, just to my right. Checking back in is Harris. Three-point shooter checking out. Will Otto. Little zone look for John Carroll. Pass inside, now it goes to the corner. It's up and it's good. Well, that'll open up that zone. Logan Shanahan, I think that is the 6th three-pointer of the first half for Emory. 29-13. Got a feeling that Emory sees that zone look quite a bit since they practice it. Ooh, looked like maybe a travel there, a little shuffle step as Henry Rayner was backing his way in, but they end up calling the foul on Emory. I think that was on Owassum. It'll be 2 for Rayner. And Coach Zimmerman saying, I thought that was a travel. Free throw up and good. For Rayner, and Jantek is out. Gentry just checked back in. Rayner at the stripe for the second one. It's up there, missed it. And what do we have? Lane violation? Yep, it is, and we'll get another try for Rayner. Missed that one. Owassum with a board. Harris pushing the pace. Looking inside, nothing there. Owassum around the horn there. And a reach, and I believe that's going to be on Gentry. From the feed inside from Logan Shanahan. Coach Moran saying consistency from one day to the next. That would be lovely in a perfect world, but when you get different officiating crews, I'm not sure that's, I'm not sure you're going to get the same game called from Friday to Saturday, because you do have a whole new officiating crew. First free throw was off the mark. Second one is good though, 30-14. Again, there's that token three-quarter court press, little zone look. Long triple try, and it's up and good by Toppin. Owassum got the long pass inside, nothing there. And Follis will give it over to Harris, who goes right baseline. Looking inside, nothing there. Up top, back to Follis. Knight now with it, with 10 on the shot clock. He'll pull up from deep. Short off the front iron. Rebound though to Harris, missed the putback. Battle for the board, loose ball, and I think a foul on Emory. It is on Owassum. That is his second. So foul starting to mount up on the Emory side, something to watch. Like I said, this John Carroll team just keeps coming at you, and they seem to lengthen the game with the way they scrap for every loose ball. That's been a hallmark of this John Carroll program. They just play hard. It goes back to the days of Mike Moran, father of Pete, longtime and legendary coach for John Carroll. Free throw up and no good by Gentry. Missed the front end of a 1-and-1. So some missed free throws right now for John Carroll. Little kick pass inside, bounces around, no. Rebound to Harris, shot blocked by Toppin. Comes back up top. 3 on the way, no for Martins, and a rebound to Toppin. Left wing, Frazier. Got the contact, got the foul. And that might be on Knight. It is his second. Like I said, the fouls are starting to creep up on this Emory team. They have a 13-point lead, but Frazier's free throw, got it. Fresh subs in for John Carroll. Jantek back in. And Rayner back in. 30-18. Another for Frazier. Nurses that one home. 30-19. Little full court press by John Carroll. Man to man. Moving the ball into the front court was Capolino the fourth, so he is now into the game officially. Gets it up top, swings it to the corner to Shanahan. Now it's back to Fallis. Long skip pass, finds Capolino the fourth, three up and in. 7 threes in the first half for Emory, 33-19. It's not just a one-man band from outside for Emory. Pull-up jumper, no for Toppin. Ripped down by Faust. Here he comes. If you can't make a shot, it's hard to press. Ooh, that might have been an illegal screen there, and Shanahan right in front of us. He's got the ball now. Pulls up, shot blocked partially by Rayner, and now a turnover by Frazier. Never saw the defender come from behind. Harris from the wing. A little deep, tapped around, and Jantek has it. Leaves it over to Frazier. Spinning and going to the hole. And I think we're gonna have a block on Capolino the fourth. It's gonna be a 2-shot foul. Frazier's free throw is short. Aiden Fitzgerald in out of Kirtland, Ohio. Very much an Ohio-based roster. A couple players from Pennsylvania. The rest are all Ohio natives for John Carroll. Second free throw off. So Frazier misses both, and Emory rips the board down. 33-19. Just over 8 to go, first half. Second to last game here in the Great Lakes Invitational. Pass to Capolino the fourth, and the layup off the mark, and a rebound to Frazier. Again, it's Frazier. He's got a little room, going to go all the way to the basket, and got swatted by Shanahan. And Shanahan's going to get it back and stuff it home. Timeout taken by John Carroll. That's the thing about this Emory team. They can get you defensively up at the rim and then take it the other way and reverse the momentum. 35-19. That will become a media timeout here. So let's get to another one of our sponsors. Deck the halls with trays of chicken. Chick-fil-A catering trays. Spread the merry for any family gathering, office party, or special event. From signature Chick-fil-A nugget trays, boxed original chicken sandwich meals, or trays of special blend mac and cheese. Chick-fil-A is a perfect way to bring people together. Order through the Chick-fil-A app and receive rewards for any catering order. And here in Grand Rapids, be sure to check out the Chick-fil-A just a mile south of Calvin's campus. And thanks to Chick-fil-A for providing a lot of the post-game meals for these basketball teams here this weekend. I know one of our color commentators for Calvin football, Justin Hiller, is a local franchise owner. He's been a big part of Chick-fil-A here in the greater Grand Rapids area. Former Indianapolis Colt and Western Michigan Bronco. It's great to have him on a couple of our games. Jason Hutton as well. And of course, Bob Sack, the voice of Calvin football. And we hear Bob on some of these basketball games. Heard him last night as well. Try to get to the first round NCAA D3 full playoff scoreboard in football when I get a chance. There's a couple of the competing schools. John Carroll, of course, we talked about that at the outset. Wisconsin lacrosse, another. We're gonna have a foul on Emory. That was Faust, I believe. Yep, he'll be tagged for the foul, and it might be his second. Nope, just his first. So Rayner at the line. This is where John Carroll's got to cash in some free throws, and they do, if they want to hang around in this game. short on that one, and Shanahan rips it down. Shanahan gets it, spins, off balance and up and in. Another one of those weapons here for Emory. Young man out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. 37-20. They're just putting the ball in the basket more than John Carroll right now. Initial shot no good, putback was no good, and ball tapped out to Faust. All the way to the basket, no, foul on Martins. He'll go to the line for two. Jantek with the foul, his first. Free throws up and good for Martins. Fresh subs again for John Carroll, again playing without the All-American guard Chacon. Injured his foot yesterday. In first round play, second free throw is up and good. This Emory team just very, very polished. Toppin and Jantek playing pitch and catch as they break the timeline. Back to that zone look for Emory. Into the game for the Eagles is Harris Jackson. First time I've seen him. Entry pass, pull up. Jantek from 15 is good. 39-22 though, 17-point lead for Emory. 6:30 left in this first half. Ball skips around to Jackson. Harris Jackson, who's also into the game for the first time. Shanahan picked up the dribble. Moves it over to Coppolino, the fourth. On the drive, kicks it. A three to Martins, no. Battle for the board, knocked around, and it's Toppin. We'll push it the other way, 2 on 3. Spinning, kicks it left side, and might have had a travel. Got away with it. That's a 3 on the way by Toppin, no. Rebound to John Carroll, blocked out of bounds. That was Tyree Turner who was into the game. That's not Tyree Turner. Sorry about that. That was David Gentry, got a shot blocked. Thought I saw number 30. 5:56 to go, first half, 39-22. Pass, almost run down by Faust. Still in that zone look. Handoff to Zapolnik, who is into the game. Freshman out of Bay Village, Ohio, out of the famed St. Ignatius High School. And a foul from behind on Emory's Harris Jackson. Should be a 1-and-1. Actually, that's foul number 10, so it'll be a 2-shot situation for Jantek. Got that free throw to go. 39-23. Second one up and in, 39-24. Almost a steal for John Carroll there in that full court press look. And Emory will break it, and a foul coming up to Casey Hunt, junior out of Sylvania, Ohio, is into the game. .5:30 to go, first half, 39-24. Finally got my computer to fire up here so I can give you some stats. Some of Emory's top scorers are on the bench of foul trouble, and yet they lead by 15. Pass inside to Shanahan. Fadeaway from 17. Oh, that's good. Soft as a feather, 41-24. Emory right now, 15 of 31 from the floor. It's about 53%. Jantek trying to back his way in, no. A three from deep, around and out by Zapolnik and ripped down by Shanahan. Quickly the other way, Emory. Good two-handed chest pass going on. Ball reversed to the right side, spinning and going up for a shot and getting fouled was Harris Jackson, out of Thomasville, Georgia, Brewster Academy grad. Looks like the foul is on Hunt. 2 quick fouls for him. Emory 7 of 17 from three-point range, 41%. Free throw is up and in, 5 of 6 at the stripe for Emory. John Carroll is 10 of 15. (42-24). Missed the second free throw, got their own rebound though, Emory. And it's Shanahan again. It will be patient. Now a three by Faust and no good. Toppin has the board. Bigger pardon, it's Brandon Rose. Now Toppin has it. Back to the man-to-man for Emory. Little pick and roll pass inside. David Gentry trying to back his man in. Left-hander, no, but a foul. And I think that is on Jackson. It is Harris Jackson. His second. The fouls continuing to mount up for Emory, and you've got Coach Zimmerman saying, I don't understand that call. So both coaches trying to plead their case. Free throw is up and in by Gentry. John Carroll now 11 of 16. 11 of 17, and what do we have here? Do we have a foul on Emory? On Shanahan, a push from behind, and we'll get the media timeout at the 4-minute mark. 42-25, Emory on top. Shanahan leading the way here for John Carroll, or beg your pardon, for Emory. He's got 13, 9 for Jair Knight. 7 threes as a team for Emory. John Carroll led in scoring so far by Luke Frazier, who's got 9, and then 5 for David Gentry. Let's see what we have here as far as some of our other presenting sponsors this month in Calvin Athletics Sports History. This month in Calvin Athletics History presented by Applied Innovation. Today, we highlight the 2010 Calvin women's volleyball team that captured a share of the MIAA regular season title and later captured its first ever national title. The 2010 Calvin women's volleyball team, led by head coach Amber Warners, finished 32-4 overall, concluding that season with a 4-set victory over, and I did not put this in just for today, folks, this has been in all month, over Emory University in the national championship final. This month in Calvin Athletics History is presented by Applied Innovation, connecting Calvin alums for 35 years. I remember that championship final very well on a Monday afternoon in St. Louis, Missouri, in the campus of Washington University of St. Louis. Calvin defeated top-ranked Emory to capture its first ever national title in women's volleyball, first of 3 under head coach Amber Warners. Free throw is off the mark by Brandon Rose. We'll get another. Second one is up and missed that one. Battle for the ball though, Gentry, and the reverse layup is good. 42-27, under 4 to go here, first half. Look out, almost a 3-player collision right in front of me. And that relentless John Carroll pressure results in a turnover. A pull-up by Toppin for 3, no. Rebound ripped down by Will Otto. On the dribble drive is Faust. That was Fallis. He'll get called for an offensive foul. I think that is his first. Not a shooting situation since it was a player control foul. Important last 3:20 here for both teams. If you're Emory, you'd like to keep this lead to a healthy margin. If you're John Carroll, you'd like to get it down to single digits before the break. Kick pass up top to Frazier. He'll pull up from 17, good. High arching shot, 42-29, 3 minutes to go. Got both coaches barking in front of me. Long lead pass off the press. Ball comes around the horn into the corner. Going all the way to the basket. Might have stepped out, or did he get fouled? I think it's a foul. Will Otto going to the bucket there. Did not catch who that foul was on. Free throws up and good for Otto. (43-29). Second one also good, 44-29. Toppin at the controls. Little full court press again by, three-quarter court press, I should say, by Emory. Little pitch and catch between Toppin and Frazier. Back to that zone look for Emory. Pass inside, little turnaround is up and in for Frazier, and he's cooking in the first half. It's been an offensive bright spot for John Carroll, but really the only big bright spot for the Blue Streaks. Emory has spread the wealth around. That's been part of the difference here in this half. Of course, the 7 threes by Emory, also a part of it. Frazier has 13 for John Carroll, by the way. Harris trying to back his way down. Fade away off the back iron. Knocked around out of bounds. John Carroll basketball. It was Martans. Sorry, I said Harris on the jumper. It was Martans with the jumper. Still getting acclimated with this roster here. 44-31. Again, John Carroll trying to chip into this lead. Frazier, right baseline. Deep fadeaway. Off the iron, Jantek got a little piece. Ripped down by Brandon Rose. Another look for John Carroll. Toppin got a high screen from Jantek. Gonna go to the basket. Baseline jumper, no. Jantek got the board, got fouled. Let's see who the foul is on. Could be. I think on Capolino. Capolino the fourth. So put Jantek back at the line. 2 of 2 at the stripe so far. 3 of 3. He's got 5 points on the afternoon. Another from Jantek. Good. 44-33. Full court pressure from John Carroll. Thinking about the long pass was Fallis. And now here is the pass up over the top. Into the lane, little floater up and good for Martans. Breaking the pressure, Emory. Back up by 13, 46-33. Again, it's Frazier on the turnaround, no, and a rebound to Martans. Capolino the fourth. Leaves it up top to Otto. Capolino the fourth. He might have shuffle stepped. We got away with it. Follis thought about the three, passes it inside, got stolen away. Oh, and they're going to call a foul. And maybe banged up a little bit. Toppin took a shot down low. And he's trying to shake it off. Might have got a little bit of an elbow there as he was trying to reach in and knock that one away. Martin's at the line, missed it. A rare miss for Emory at the line. Rebound to Aiden Fitzgerald. Frazier with 32 ticks left, first half, 46-33. Emory in the lead. Gonna have Matt Snyder coming down here at halftime for a little chat. Jantek, handoff to Frazier. Little give and go and a two-hand slam for Jantek. Nice two-man game right there. 10 seconds left, pass inside, and quickly, just like that, Emory unfazed. Gets the easy layup, Faust. Here is a shot, no, with 2 seconds, but a foul. Boy, these teams just going back and forth in quick succession. That was Frazier drawing the foul. 48-35. And that's on Capolino, the fourth, who has his third, if you get all of that. Frazier missed that free throw. Boy, that is a shrill whistle out there. Almost sounded like an official's whistle, but got some young fans in the stands. Frazier's got 13. It's got 14. 48-36 with 2 seconds left. Checking out is Aiden Fitzgerald. One last chance for Emory here in the first half. Faust to trigger. Pass knocked away by Jantek, out of bounds with 0.3 of a second left. Should about do it here for the half. Only thing you legally could put in the basket would be a tip. And that will be it for the first half. 48-36, and we'll have Matt Snyder coming on down here for a quick halftime chat. And then we'll go into our video piece. So Matt, just put on the headset there. You'll be live on air. We got the other half of the D3 Datacast, some of Kelvin's finest here, the Snyder brothers. And Matt, why don't you tell us your story in producing the D3 Datacast and how it all came about? I think it's about 3 years old. So from your side of things, how did this whole production come to be?
Yeah, so Zach and I are both Calvin grads, engineering. Yeah. We like the analytical stuff. So I've, for several years now, tracked Division III data, strength of schedule calculations, efficiency ratings. So we were just talking one day up north in a Michigan summer about how can we turn this content into more conversation about Division III basketball. Division III basketball is a special place for us. We like to see the conversation grow. There's not an ESPN talking about basketball, so we wanted to create another avenue for people to follow Division III basketball. We thought it'd be fun to create a show. D3 Datacast came about that way.
Well, and a lot of the D3 hoops people picked up on you right away because your data was so accurate there. So, you know, the Pat Colemans and, you know, all the other folks there have, you know, gravitated to you right away. What's it been like to, you know, get to know the folks in the D3 world? You know, you got Bob Quillman here, who's got his own, you know, show as well, and, you know, just able to converse and talk D3 hoops.
Yeah, well, Division III is such a tight-knit community because it's so small. Yep. And the Pat Colemans, the Dave McHughes of the world have been doing a great job for 20-plus years now. But now with more access for people like us to do a little show on YouTube or a podcast, that just creates extra spaces for Division III conversation. So it's great to get to know those guys from around the country, meet up at terrific events like the Great Lakes Invitational, like the Final Four in Fort Wayne, and try to grow the community and grow a profile, a platform for all these institutions, great institutions and players to have someone talking about them.
Absolutely. Well, I asked your brother this question, so I'll ask you the same. How would you go about advising a coach nowadays to schedule given the new NCAA Power Index poll? Because in the past, you wanted to hunt those regionally ranked wins. They were like gold when you got toward the end of the season. You're looking for seeding, at large bids, all that kind of thing. Now it's those wins. And yeah, you get those power boosts from a big win over a really good team, but if you lose, it could get you back the other way. So how would you go about scheduling?
Yeah, so we're all learning this new NPI landscape a little bit. And I think wins are really going to be important. I think I'm breaking new ground there saying you want to win games. But really, to schedule, if you think you're a top 25 team, you want to play several of those other top 25 teams. But you also want to play teams maybe just behind that you can win. The best teams that you can schedule where you can get wins is who you're looking for. You don't want to play bottom feeders just to get a bunch of wins, but you don't want to overschedule either and play too many top 10 teams. Maybe Calvin men's basketball is running into a little bit of a problem this year. The team's not exactly what they thought was going to be at the beginning of the year. But you really are hunting those victories. Play the best teams that you think you have a good shot at winning. Challenge yourself a little bit, but maybe not too much.
How about your thoughts on what you've seen here at Vennord Arena this weekend? Some interesting games. Yeah,
a terrific event that Ryan Whitnable has put together. 8 really good teams. These are the types of teams that will be competing in their conference, maybe win their conference, not just get into the national tournament, but maybe be playing in like a Sweet 16 type of a game. This game here, Emory and John Carroll, 2 teams entered the season in the top 10 in the D3Hoops.com poll. Emory looks fantastic. John Carroll, I think, had a little bit of an injury yesterday, a big injury yesterday that's maybe hampering them. But they're another great team that's going to compete at the top of the OAC, which is a strong league. So events like this where you can see teams around the country, and those teams can come in and play other teams on back-to-back nights just like they will in the NCAA tournament, I think is big for these programs.
So your brother mentioned that part of your following with Calvin basketball was really getting hooked into that 2005 run to the Final Four. And that was really kind of a magical run because Calvin had to win the conference tournament to get to the NCAA tournament and then won some great games in the NCAA tournament. What are some of your recollections of that run?
Well, right away, the conference final at Albion was a terrific atmosphere. That place is packed, only holds about 1,000 people. And then right away in the tournament, I think maybe the first round was at Wheaton.
It was,
I think Calvin won on a tip-in at the buzzer. So a Final Four run that could have ended on the first night very easily. Just so going on like the student fan bus out to Chicagoland and playing Wheaton and Aurora, I think in that tournament, that was just a fun time with other students learning. That was the first time I was learning the Division III landscape. So I didn't know who teams like Gustavus Adolphus were, who UW-Stevens Point was, and I really learned that year, and that was fun.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then going all the way down to Salem, Virginia, and actually beat Albion twice in I think 3 weeks inside of Kresge there. And actually Albion had won the 2 regular season meetings, and those were both hard-fought ones. Then Calvin won the 2 most important, the ones in the league tournament and then the NCAA tournament. Your whole family has gotten involved in Calvin basketball. Your parents, your children, your brother, yourself, your wife. Just talk about that fanhood.
Yeah, there's a lot of us Snyders that can be seen sitting in Van Noord Arena on a lot of Wednesday nights and Saturday nights during conference season. But it's been fun to make it a family affair. Since my parents retired and moved to Grand Rapids, they've become Calvin basketball supporters. They were Michigan Tech grads, so they didn't know the Division III landscape very well, but sent all their 3 kids to Calvin, so definitely learned about D3 basketball. And now my kids have grown up coming to Calvin basketball games, and they've played youth sports, and my daughter's playing freshman high school basketball this year, so a lot of her growing up years were spent in these very bleachers watching the maroon and gold.
Absolutely. And first year at Calvin football, and you guys dabbled a little bit in football with the D3 Datacast. So what was that like, seeing a first year of Calvin football and then just getting involved in football across D3 yourself with the Datacast?
Yeah, I think a successful year for Calvin, getting a couple wins in their first year. And for me and Zach, learning the Division III football landscape, which is a little bit different than basketball, and then diving into those numbers and learning NPI at the same point. But that's where we learned that each sport committee can change the NPI formula a little bit. So the math gets different in football than it is in basketball for how they value a win versus the strength of schedule. And that's an interesting dynamic there. But yeah, we dove in right away and wanted to post those NPI numbers for a fall sport like football right out the go.
Absolutely. Well, once again, where can we find the D3 Datacast?
We're on social media at D3 Datacast, mostly Twitter. YouTube is where we do our show, D3 Datacast. Every Monday morning, we come out with a new episode during the basketball season. So come and enjoy those shows and watch those shows. And also D3Datacast.com is where we publish our team ratings and NPI rankings and things like that.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I really enjoy going there. And It's fun to listen to your show. If I'm driving in the car, I can, dial it up from something that was recorded a few days ago and really learn a lot. So it's outstanding, and I applaud you and your brother for putting in that work.
Well, we appreciate your support and for having us on, and we just try to have fun with Division III athletics, Division III basketball in particular.
For sure.
And tell the whole country about what's going on in Division III Nation.
Very good. Well, that's Matt Snyder, folks, one of the talking heads of the D3 Datacast. Tune in and catch their show either on YouTube or some of the other podcast networks, probably Spotify and all that type of thing. So, wherever you can find your podcast, you can find that D3 Datacast. It's pretty good stuff. Thanks for stopping by, Matt.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, very good. That was Matt Snyder, folks, and we're going to take a little break ourselves, and we'll be back in about 6 minutes or so.
Where will the next revolutionary idea come from? That next breakthrough in scientific research? At Calvin University, you can dream bigger, think deeper, aim higher. Our world-class faculty push students to keep asking hard questions and never settle for the status quo. Become part of a university that challenges students to go beyond as Christ's agents of renewal in the world. Calvin University, go beyond.
Other financial institutions may do a couple things well, but in our experience over the past decade, Lake Michigan Credit Union has done all of the things well.
LMCU has been there for every stage of my life.
I don't think I'd be in the same position if it wasn't connected to LMCU.
I know where my money is. I know what I can spend. I know what I'm able to do.
And that's an amazing experience to have. In terms of customer service, LMCU is top-notch. You're not going to find a better place to bank.
Applied Innovation is excited to celebrate more than 35 years of helping our customers grow. Starting as a printer, copier, and fax dealer, Applied has evolved into a complete office technology provider to include managed IT services and workflow automation.
What sets Applied apart is really our why. That's at our core, a passion for service, for people, for business. If we're at service to one another, then we can take great care of the customer. Happy people take great care of customers, and we just happen to sell technology.
The best part of grad school would be the connections that you make, not only with your cohort, but with the professors as well.
I felt very supported, and I don't feel alone in the program.
I just really feel like each individual in the program gets a relationship with the professors in a different way that's meaningful to them and is more geared to them.
I'm a grad student at Calvin University.
Yay! Okay.
At Calvin, our faith in God and pursuit of excellence drives us. Our new soccer stadium reflects that commitment, offering a premier space for our student athletes to compete on and off the field. Whether you're an athlete, a summer camper, or a spectator, join our community of Knights at Calvin University.
Other financial institutions may do a couple things well, but in our experience over the past decade, Lake Michigan Credit Union has done all of the things well.
LMCU has been there for every stage of my life.
I don't think I'd be in the same position if it wasn't connected to LMCU.
I know where my money is. I know what I can spend. I know what I'm able to do.
And that's an amazing experience to have. In terms of customer service, LMCU is top-notch. You're not going to find a better place to bank.
Mosquitoes outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Capital and Risk Management Services. Since 1987, Capital and Risk Management Services has supported Knight Nation's financial and risk management needs with strategic solutions for a secure tomorrow. Reach out to Russ Fausing today at 312-458-4523.
This year has definitely changed my world. I'm making an impact here. It feels good to know every day that I'm growing in my abilities that I love, which is film, and I'm also growing as a believer in faith.
I'm really thankful that I was able to do work in my field during school, at school, and that has given me the confidence to move forward with doing my own independent work and getting to put my foot in that door before I even graduate. I don't think I would have found elsewhere.
Applied Innovation is excited to celebrate more than 35 years of helping our customers grow. Starting as a printer, copier, and fax dealer, Applied has evolved into a complete office technology provider to include managed IT services and workflow automation.
We create an environment here at Applied that is such a wonderful one that when one of our employees gets in front of you, it just permeates from them how much they enjoy their work. And when somebody really enjoys their work, the service delivery that you get is going to be an amazing experience.
This is the Gainey Track and Field Complex. There are innovative features that set Calvin's facilities apart from other universities. First, the space joins a small number of dedicated track and field facilities in NCAA Division III. This means that we don't share with football, lacrosse, soccer, any other team. Our throwing facility is adjacent to the main track. Everything is right here in one location. It's all about track and field all the time.
I love the NABE Scholarship Program because I just love how personal these scholarships are for the alumni and for the students. Being a student who grew up in foster care and then getting a scholarship for students who were in foster care and being able to connect with that donor and see the love and the passion that they have for me and being able to resonate with me and what I've gone through. God opened doors that I didn't even know were there. I'm at Calvin and my legacy is starting here.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Capital and Risk Management Services. Since 1987, Capital and Risk Management Services has supported Knight Nation's financial and risk management needs with strategic solutions for a secure tomorrow. Reach out to Russ Klausing today at 312-458-4523.
Back here at Vennord Arena, Jeff Phoebus, Sports Information Director at Calvin University. And just going over the halftime stats, which I'm reading off of my phone because my computer continues to give me some issues, so I apologize for that. John Carroll's, first of all, on the side of scoring. Luke Frazier leading the Blue Streaks with 14 points. Will Jantek with 8. David Gentry at 7. And Henry Rayner with 4. Emory, a very balanced scoring attack. Logan Shanahan with 13. Jair Knight saddled with foul trouble, but still managed 9. A.J. Harris 6 and Ben Pierce 5. 7 3-pointers for Emory there in the first half. They shot 7 of 10 from beyond the long line. 7 of 18, beg your pardon, 7 of 18, 7 of 10 at the free throw line. Shot just under 50% from the field did Emory. 17 of 35, Emory 10 of 20, or John Carroll, beg your pardon, 10 of 29. Underway here in the second half. The Blue Streaks with the basketball. Emory back to that zone look, Toppin. The pull up from 3 from the top, in and out. Shanahan got fouled. Might be on Jantek, and let's see who that, nope. Will be on Henry Rayner. Ball knocked out of bounds. And coming back in is David Gentry, as Rayner with that foul will have to check out. Jair Knight thought about the 3. Instead, we'll kick it around. Got some of the folks in that were out for quite a bit. Ben Pierce, now here is Shanahan, a 3, and it's good. 8 triples now for Emory. It's just tough to stay with a team that can knock down trifectas like that one. 51-36. Jantek trying to back his way in, and Shanahan got a piece of that, blocked it. And with the rebound is Harris. He'll push the pace and now kick it back. Here's a pull-up, a 3 from the top. It's off the iron by Follis, and Jantek rips it down. Quickly the other way. That was Frazier, and he lost it. And now here's the very dangerous Jair Knight. Little hop step to the lane, missed it. Put back good though as he was falling down off the window. My goodness. Got a foul. Here's a three from the left wing by Jantek. He missed it. Ball ricochets and Emory keeps it in bounds. Good play by Pierce to get it over to Harris. Pierce to the lane, off the window, good. 55-36, and Coach Moran wants a timeout.
Timeout taken by John Carroll.
So an early timeout, an early burst for Emory there. Got a bunch of people texting me here, and not sure that the Emory and John Carroll crowd would be super in on this, but we had a passing of a longtime Calvin hockey coach late last night, found out early this morning, and had to get the news out this afternoon. So that news is now out, and as you might expect, a lot of people reacting to that. Some head coach Mike Petrusma, who had been head of the Calvin ACHA hockey program for 28 years. So he was a tremendous man, and I'll talk a little bit more about him during the Calvin St. John's broadcast, but we will certainly miss him here in Grand Rapids. A well-loved individual, I can tell you that. I did tell you that I would get you some D3 football playoff scores, so at the next chance I will try to pass that on. Might even get you a few D1 football scores as well. Pass inside to Jantek, off the window, and he got it up and in. Good feed from his teammate Gentry, 55-38. Left corner, pulling up his dribble, Spencer Hallwell, actually still on the dribble, trying to find Jair Knight. Instead, kicks it up top to Pierce. Now Follis gets a high screen from Shanahan. Skip pass over to Knight. He'll dial up a three, splashes it home. He is smooth, Jair Knight. He's in my D3 Hoops All-American ballot. At this juncture of the season, he is good, really good. 17 points despite foul trouble. He had 31 last night. If there was an MVP of this tournament, it would be him. Shot off the window and in. That's a nice one by Toppin off the high glass, Isaiah Thomas style, 58-40. But right now, John Carroll just trading buckets with Emory. Little duck in and a foul as Spencer Hall is into the game, was trying to find a teammate. It was on Aiden Fitzgerald, that foul. Pass into the post, Jair Knight playing inside right now. Kicks it outside, Pierce a three from the right wing, no. And taken down by the young freshman, Zapolnik, into the front court. Leaves it over to Frazier. A switch by Knight, pull up off the iron, a rebound to Shanahan. Quickly, Emory gets the ball to Follis. He's on the attack to the basket. Got stripped and the ball deflected off his leg and out of bounds, so that'll be a steal for Zapolnik. My statisticians, which I fully believe they will, got that one rolled correctly up there in the stats booth. Zapolnik. I like the way the young freshman looks there. He's going to get a lot more playing time with Chacon on the shelf with the injury right now. Be, as they say, baptism by fire. And a charging foul. I'm not sure I agreed with that one. A little bit of a sales job by Fallis. And Coach Moran did not like that one. An immediate timeout comes with 16 minutes to go at 58-40. Coach Moran is out onto the court here, and he is hot. I'm still trying to get my computer to cooperate with me, and it's still not loving my keystrokes there. So we're gonna just go back to the script here and let's see, I think we got one other sponsor here to get to. The GLI schedule this weekend has been brought to us by NAI Wazinski, West Michigan, West Michigan's largest independently owned commercial real estate firm. Yesterday we had Lacrosse down in Marietta. St. John's defeated Hope. Johns Hopkins defeated John Carroll, and Emory defeated Kelvin. And today Marietta downed Hope. Lacrosse of Wisconsin down Johns Hopkins. Right now Emory is out in front of John Carroll, and in the nightcap tonight we will have St. John's going up against the host school, the Kelvin University Knights. Speaking of Knights, that was Jair Knight with the basketball. Back to the zone look for John Carroll. Pierce a three, no. Battle for the basketball, tipped around and ripped down by John Carroll. Here they come. We got an illegal screen on Jantek. That is his third. No, beg your pardon. His second. Behind the back pass tonight. Pulls up from the right baseline, or right elbow, beg your pardon. And a rebound to Jantek. Toppin looking inside, nothing there. Still in the dribble. Pulls up from 17. Good. 58-42, Chase Toppin will be asked to step into more of a scoring role for this John Carroll squad. A missed shot by Emory, and John Carroll quickly the other way. Missed layup. That was Zapolnik on the miss, and Shanahan got the board. Ball reverses around. Knight on the dribble, and he is quickly into the lane and quickly drawing the foul. That will be on Zapolnik. Omar Abumhada is into the game for John Carroll. Zapolnik checks out. Lob into Shanahan. Working on Gentry. Pass reverses from the right wing, a three. It's no good by Fallis and ripped down by John Carroll. That's Frazier, off the mark, out of bounds. Caught nothing but the cool Benord evening air. And it'll be Emory basketball, 58-42. 14:37 to go. Zone look again for John Carroll. Shanahan from the wing, a three off the iron, and Abumhada with the board. Kicks it over to Toppin. Now it's Frazier, 6'6" left-hander. Crossover dribble, leaves it back to Toppin. Knight all over him, and now we're gonna have a foul. I believe that's on Capolino, the fourth, and that might be his score. It is. Team second. NCAA cross-country results for you. I know John Carroll's men ran today. Not sure if Emory was in the Nationals or not. I know both Kelvin teams were, so that's partly why I was watching. Here's a three from the corner. No, battle for the basketball, and Abumhata got the tip out to Frazier. If I get a chance, I'll get you those cross-country results. Little pull-up, no. Got his own board, got fouled, Frazier. 58-42, 13:32 to go. That'll be on A.J. Harris.
His fourth, his third.
Free throw up and in. Makes them both. He's got 15, does Luke Frazier. 58-44. John Carroll hanging around in the shadows here. Not out of it yet. Battle for the basketball. Emory comes up with it. Skip pass. Here's Pierce for a three from the top. In and out. And a rebound to Toppin. Well, nothing inside right now for Emory. Abumhata, he'll crank up a three. No. Goes for his own board. Gets it. Inside, kicks it out to Frazier. Dials it up and gets it. And it's an 11-point game at 58-47. A lot of time left in this one. Just under 13 to go. Jair Knight, they had that one set up on a tee, and what a feed from Albert Fallis coming down the baseline, and he was way above the rim. 12:48 to go. That's one way to quell some momentum. Throw it up to your best player and have him flush it down. What a feed from Fallis. 21 points now for Jair Knight. All right, let me get those NCAA football scores for you. Whitworth defeated Pomona Pitzer 21-13. John Carroll defeated Mount St. Joseph 52-7. Kings of Pennsylvania defeated Ursinus 32-29. Endicott 44. Alfred State nothing. Bethel down Coe College 31-26. Maryville down Berry 20-16. Mary Hardin Baylor 29, Trinity Texas 22, and Wisconsin Lacrosse 59, Northwestern of St. Paul 14. 60-47, back to the action here, 12 and a half to go in regulation. Frazier, or Jantek, off the window and in, and a foul on Shanahan. Chance to get within 10. Finding the seam in that zone did John Carroll, and they went right to the basket. Well, if you're John Carroll, you've got to make your free throws to keep chipping into this deficit. Free throws up there, it's in. 10-point game, 60-50. 12:25 to go. Pierce into the front court. To Shanahan, thought about the three. Right wing, the Fallis, double team in the corner. And a timeout taken by Emory. I believe that will be a 30-second timeout. So keep it right here. 30-second timeout. See if I can dig up those cross-country results for you. Here we go. Wisconsin Lacrosse, I believe, won the men's title. They did with 77. Kelvin was 32nd. I do know that. Just going through the list of the other teams here. Emory on the men's side was 24th. Looks like top runner was Scott Masterson. 48th with the team score. Top 40, of course, are All-Americans. Let's see here. For John Carroll finished 30th. 680 points. Barrett Sheetzel was the top finisher for John Carroll. That's on the men's side. I'll try to get to the women in a minute. So a little discussion of where the ball should be placed. And it's inbounded to Emory. Back to that zone look for John Carroll. Pass inside to Shanahan and knocked out of bounds. It was Cole Martins trying to go high-low and dump it in. Frazier back in. Sapolnik out. Pierce tonight. He's got a three. It's on the way. No. Rebound to Martins. Goes up off the window and good on a foul. Toppin called for the foul, and Emory goes back up by 12. Hey, a shout out to the fine SIDs from these two institutions. Philip Engel from Emory and my good friend Joe Ginley at John Carroll. I tell you that whether you're an Emory fan or a John Carroll fan, you are in good hands with those two folks. Both do tremendous jobs. That free throw is good, so back to a 13-point lead for Emory, 63-50. Emory in the zone. Ball goes inside to Jantek. Got his pivot foot caught up, goes right baseline, Toppin on the cut and off the window and in with the left hand, 63-52. Pierce the other way. Back to Shanahan on the trail. Pass inside, Shanahan on the slip screen and got the ball knocked out of bounds by Toppin. Some good ball action by both teams here. Into the game for John Carroll is Fitzgerald. He replaces Aboomhata. Inbounds play goes into Martins. Right-handed dribble and got fouled from behind. I think that was Gentry. And it was. That is the 8th foul on John Carroll, so a 1-and-1 here. So Martins there will be at the strike. Splashes it home, gets the front iron, 64-52. One of the big football games nationally in the Division I ranks will be number 19 Army against number 6 Notre Dame coming up here in about 5 minutes. The Cadets with a chance to maybe sneak into the college football playoff. They'll need a win over the Fighting Irish to do so. Notre Dame in the playoffs right now as it sits. Big game for both squads. 65-52, 10:55 left. Jantek with the screen, got the return feed from Toppin. Into the lane, off balance, off the window, no. And Martins with the board. Here is Knight behind the back dribble. Lost it, got his pocket picked by Frazier, and now Frazier has the basketball. Goes to the basket, got fouled. Maybe a little bit out of control, but not able to get in position to force the charge was Follis. So he'll be charged with the foul. And the one thing about these free throw situations for John Carroll, it allows them to score points without the clock moving. Ooh, free throw off though. Jantek out. Back in is Rayner. Second free throw up. No, missed that one. Battle for the loose ball and went out of bounds off of John Carroll. So Frazier missing both. Pierce will break the pressure, and trailing is Shanahan, who's the outlet feed there. Follis thought about it. Back to the zone look, a three from the left side. Good for Pierce. Emory now 9 of 27 from three. Off the high glass, no, and Shanahan all over it. Here comes Knight. Across the timeline. Oh, that was nice. Behind the back dribble to Pierce in the corner for a three. It's going to be short, but an easy putback, and it's up and in on the transition Martens, and it's 70-52. Just like that, goes from a 13-point game to an 18-point game. And I think it is a sideline violation as Toppins stepping out of bounds. In for John Carroll. Sean Collins. Rayner checks out. Emory showing it can push the pace just as quickly as John Carroll can. Shanahan, I liked his game this weekend. He's looked good. Follis no good for a three himself. And John Carroll with the board. Rayner snared that one. Toppin pulls from the top. He got it. 70-55. Secondary break for Emory. Pass into the post to Shanahan. Draws the double team. Trying to bend around the corner, no. Skip pass. Finds Pierce and he draws the foul. Pierce out of Tuckahoe, New York. Rye Country Day School. Junior. That's the thing about this Emory team. 3 seniors, but a lot of underclassmen. Pierce's free throw is good. 11 of 14 now, Emory at the line. John Carroll, conversely, 17 of 28. The final game of this tournament will be St. John's against Calvin, scheduled to tip off around 7:30. It's going to be closer to 8 o'clock before they get it underway. Rayner on the right block, backing his way in, left-handed floater, no, contested by Shanahan. Martens with the board. Knight will just walk it across. Little pick and roll action, feed Shanahan, a little too strong on the feed, out of bounds. 72-55, 17-point Emory lead, 8:30 to go. So Polnick coming back on for John Carroll. Both of these institutions in major metropolitan areas. John Carroll in the eastern suburbs of Cleveland, just outside Cleveland proper, and Emory, of course, in Atlanta, Georgia. And a steal from behind. Pierce picked the pocket. And a layup up. No, they're going to call it travel on Pierce. Frazier got his pocket picked by Pierce. And apparently, he shuffle stepped before he got that one up and off the window and in. Frazier, a little jump stop, kicks it to the right baseline. Inside to Rayner. This little floater is off the mark. but I think he drew a foul, and he did. It'll be on Martens. His first of the night. Very balanced attack. 4 Emory players in double digits in scoring. Free throw by Rayner is off. Second one is good, so the blue streak's 18 of 30 at the stripe, 60% clip. Martens might have gotten away with a travel. Follis for a 3, it's good. First 3 in a while for John Carroll, or beg your pardon, Emory. The 11th of the game for the Eagles. Here's a floater in the lane, and it's up and good. Sean Collins on the feed from Frazier. 75-58. 11 triples for Emory, though. And another one, it's on the way. Martens off the mark. Zapolnik rips the board down. He'll push the pace. Pulls it out. Frazier dials it from deep, way off the mark. Battle for the board. No, and what do we have here? We got a headlock underneath. 3-point near fall. Between rows of John Carroll and Martens of Emory there. Like a wrestling match. And we've got our under 8-minute timeout, our media timeout, with Emory leading at 75-58. Here's your women's cross country results. MIT was the national champ, 128 points. And I believe, yeah, Emory on the women's side was 7th with 294. I know Kelvin was 15th. Not sure if the John Carroll women advanced or not. They're in the same region as Kelvin, and no, they did not. That was Trine and DePaul were the other 2 schools, along with Kelvin, that qualified out of the region. So at the John Carroll men, Emory men's and women's teams, of course the Kelvin men's and women's teams out of teams here competing today. We'll have Mike Lefebvre joining me, doing the color for our final game of the night. Former national champion. Kelvin, well, the national champion, Kelvin men's basketball, 1992 squad, sweet shooting 3-point shooter that he was. Martens floats the free throw up and in. Second one also good for Martens. He's got 13 points. 13 for Martens, 19 for Knight. 12 for Pierce and 16 for Shanahan. Bucket in there, up and in for Rayner. 77-60. 6:45 to go. Jair Knight. Pass inside to Shanahan. Good defensive job by Rayner to cut him off. 10 on the shot clock. Follis lost his dribble, threw it inside, and stolen away by Rayner. And here comes John Carroll. Zapolnik hands it off, and then going downhill, shooting from behind the basket was Collins. Missed it off the side iron. Ripped down by Shanahan. Pierce drives to the hole. Right-hander off the window and in. That's a tough take and a fill. Switched hands in midair and put it off the window and in. It's up to a 19-point lead for the Eagles. Zapolnik kicks it to the wing, and the pull-up jumper is good, and that's a nice take and fill by Casey Hunt. the junior wing out of Sylvania, Ohio. Just over 5:40 to go in this one. Shanahan from deep, off the iron. Pierce saves it, battle for the basketball. John Carroll comes up with it, and Zapolnik the other way. He's got numbers 3 on 2. Pass inside to Raynard, reverse layup, and it's up and in. 79-64, 5:25 to go. Jair Knight to Pierce. Ball goes around the horn. Emory up by 15, trying to finish this one off. John Carroll gonna fight to the finish though. We're gonna have a 5-second call, and we will get a 5-second call. One thing about having media timeouts, there's not an abundance of 30s in your back pocket, so they've already used one to bail them out. Did Emory and a tie up in the corner. And that time they just decided to bite the bullet, holding that 15-point lead with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left. Again, in case you're late to the party, the All-American point guard for John Carroll, Luke Chacon, went down with a foot injury yesterday in the loss to Johns Hopkins. And he is on the bench in a walking foot cast boot, if you will, so not available tonight. This John Carroll team rebooting on the fly. Jair Knight looking for the feed inside, nothing there, and a good steal by David Gentry. So Polnick gets it inside to Jantek, bowls his way to the basket and laid it up off the window. Just kind of backed in Awasam. Haven't heard his name much since the first half, and he got caught underneath the basket. 79-66. Like I said, John Carroll will battle to the last second. It's not over quite yet. Another three, Shanahan short. He's gassed right now. He has put in a lot of hard effort. He'll probably sleep well tonight. But sure, I would guess that Emory will probably fly out of Kent County tomorrow morning. And we've got a foul, I believe, on Emory, so it'll be a 1-on-1 situation coming up for John Carroll out of this media timeout. With 3:57 to go, a 13-point lead for Emory. We'll get you some Division III NCAA tournament volleyball scores. The bracket is into regional final round. Wisconsin Whitewater up 2 sets to none on Wisconsin Platteville. Washington Lee and Christopher Newport just underway. Johns Hopkins, we head here in basketball, is on to the final 8. They defeated Ithaca in 3 sets tonight. Wisconsin Oshkosh and Illinois Wesleyan just underway. Hope and Milliken just underway. They're playing over in Holland, about 40 miles west of here. The Emory University Eagles, congratulations to you. They have advanced to the final 8, winning in 4 sets over Trinity of Texas. According to the NCAA Live scoreboard, and I think I missed one other one here. Laverne defeated Colby 3-1. Juniata, the defending national champ, moves on, defeating Middlebury 3 sets to none. And my understanding with volleyball, if they keep doing it the way they've done it in the past, is you get the teams that advance and then they reseed the bracket when they have the last 8 there. They'll play in the final 8 that first week of December. I believe that is in Salem, Virginia this year. Last year they were in California at Claremont Mud Scripps. 3 from the top, and it's up and in. That was deep by Jair Knight. He's got 22. That was clutch. So I apologize. I had said there was a foul there on Emory before the timeout, and in fact it was the other way. Emory with the basketball. Up 16 with 3:15 to go. And out of bounds off a Knight. Toppin will get the steal on that one. Luke Frazier back in. And Zapolnik, the young freshman point guard, getting valuable experience against this number 8 ranked Emory University team. Referee says play on it. Shanahan blocked the shot by Rayner, or Gentry, I beg your pardon. And then Gentry got the rebound and went right back up and drew the foul. That'll be on Shanahan. His 4th foul. Gentry with 7 points right now. He's got 8. Probably the first trip into Michigan for John Carroll in some time. Second free throws up and in. The OAC has, 9 or 10 schools, so typically not a ton of non-conference games for OAC teams. And John Carroll and other OAC teams are traditionally playing games at home prior to Christmas. Reverse layup up and good, though, for Emory. That was Harris, who got back into the scoring column for the first time in a while. Entry pass into Jantek, double teamed and a foul inside. Not sure if that's on Fowles. It is. That's his 3rd. We will try to get head coach Jason Zimmerman, provided Emory holds on to this one. If for some reason John Carroll pulls off a late stormy comeback here in the last 2:24, we'll have Coach Moran on. Free throw is missed. John Carroll got the rebound, missed the first 2 putbacks, and then it was Gentry who got the 3rd crack at the apple, and he put it in, so he's got double digits. Jair Knight, so smooth off the window, gets around Jantek and puts it down. Toppin inside to Gentry, who will power down and get fouled by Harris. I said Gentry had double digits. I thought he had 10, but our stats here say 9. He'll get a chance to get to double digits. He's at the line. I think we're in the double bonus. We are. Harris fouling out on that play. He gets replaced by a man with 4 fouls, John Capolino the 4th. 1:49 to go. Free throws up there and good. So give Mr. Gentry 10 points on the digital scoreboard. So you got 17 for Jantek, you got 19 for Frazier, 12 for Toppin, now 10 for Gentry. Gets his 2nd, so he's got 11. 86-72. Pierce up the night, got double teamed. Caught it, jump stopped, and lobbed it over the Fowles. It's going to crank up a 3. No good, and a rebound. Comes down to the Blue Streaks, Frazier with it. Lob into Jantek. He's got the mismatch, and he puts it off the window and in. A timeout taken by John Carroll. 1:26 to go. 12-point game at 86-74. Like I said, John Carroll will fight to the finish. Jantek now. No, they're going to say no timeout. Say an inadvertent whistle. Okay. Well, Jantek's got 17. Got a fair amount of St. John's faithful that have made the trip here for this game number 2. Double team in the corner, and Pierce will be fouled. 1:22 to go. Pierce at the line. He's had a quietly good game. Rattles at home, 15 points for him, 3 of 3 at the line, 5 of 12 from the floor, 2 boards, 4 assists, and no turnovers against the John Carroll team that presses you to the limit. Missed the second free throw, though, on a rebound of Jantek. Frazier pushes into the front court. He'll pull up from 16. No, off the back iron, tipped around, taken away by Gentry, and he got fouled by Shanahan. So that is the 4th on Shanahan. Gentry gets that one over the front iron and dribbles it down. 87-75. So John Carroll will sub the shooter if Gentry can make this second free throw. Misses it though, and Shanahan with a board. And Knight will walk it up the floor with 1 minute left in this contest. 12-point Emory lead. Pierce with 8 on the shot clock, got a screen from Shanahan. He'll pull from 3 at the top. No, rebounded by Knight. Defended by Frazier. Got about an 18-second differential between game and shot clock, so Emory will have to either shoot or turn it over here. Knight will pull up. No. Tipped out. And saved by Emory, and they can dribble the clock out. As the Emory Eagles dribble out the final 6 seconds or so. And a 3 at the buzzer by Pierce. We got Coach Zimmerman and Coach Moran with a little chat here, and we'll try to get Coach Zimmerman after the post-game handshake for a post-game interview. And quickly going through the stats, 90-75, Emory with the win. Knight with 23, 18 for Pierce, Shanahan with 16, 13 for Martens. And John Carroll led in scoring by Jantek with 19, 19 for Frazier, and 12 apiece for Toppin and Gentry. Can you get your coach for a post-game interview? Here. So we got Coach Zimmerman here for the post-game. So Coach Zimmerman, a nice trip to Grand Rapids here for you. We got the stats in front of you. 2-0, you beat the home team last night, and you beat a very strong John Carroll squad today. What was the message to your team going into this weekend? You know, one game at a time, I'm sure, but, you know, how do you attack a weekend like that, playing tough teams?
Yeah. Well, we attack it the same way we attack everything. It's like trying to get better, just try to get better. And we try to play as good a teams as we could play. And Calvin and John Carroll's programs are as good as they get in Division III. And so when they called and asked if we were want to be involved in the game, in the classic of it, we said, you know, we were all for it, right? Yeah. And this is the second time I've been involved in it. We've played, you know, great teams every time, and it's a good weekend for our team. We got better, yeah, and it's great for our guys to see different places and play different teams. It's great.
Well, you travel a lot in the University Athletic Association for sure, but this is a new place for you, so I'm sure it's got to be fun for your guys to do something different, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was, it's always fun when you play great teams, right? Yeah. And the guys, and we think we got a pretty good team, and we're getting better. And to come up here and play Calvin last night and John Carroll and get 2 wins, we're very excited about that. But hey, if we're only playing a 4-game season, then the season's over. But we're not, so we got to go figure out how to get better and beat Piedmont on Tuesday. But we'll do that. I'm gonna let the guys enjoy tonight a little bit, and maybe we wish it'd snow a little bit, maybe, so we could have some
well,
snow.
if you stick around in a few more days, they're predicting a snowy Thanksgiving here.
I'll be out there.
Yeah, you will. A balanced scoring attack for you guys, and you've got so many players on your team that can be dangerous. That's got to feel good as a head coach, where you know that different guys can step up at different moments throughout a game.
The game was really choppy. It had a lot of foul calls in the first half. It got to be choppy, and we played the end of the first half without 6 guys. We had 2 fouls on 6 guys, and I thought all of the guys that came in did a pretty good job of staying ready. But we have a lot of weapons. We really do.
Yeah.
So.
Final question. I got to ask you about Luke Morrison.
Oh, Luke,
who was
my
here
guy.
last night. He bookended his career at Calvin, freshman, senior, and you got him right in the middle there.
Yeah.
What was it like to have him back here?
He's awesome. And some of my Emory guys who were his teammates came up to the game last night too, and they all skipped town today to go watch the Michigan Northwestern football game and tailgate. So I was giving them a hard time last night because I was like, hey, man, you come to one game and then you go see Michigan football? That's not right. But Luke was awesome. His family's incredible. He had a really good career for us. And then he came back, and I just told Coach Bill last night, like, man, I'm an idiot, because he was a little injured his last year, but his last year here, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think he had 37 in the NCAA tournament.
37 against Platteville.
Yeah, so he was phenomenal. What a great family, great kid, and he's married now. It's so great to see those guys, and my old guys are, our old guys, Emory old guys being together, and they really care about each other, and it's what it's all about. That's why we do it. So
very good. Well, hey, congrats on the wins, and we wish you all the best the rest of this year.
Appreciate it. We'll be cheering for you guys.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Yep, that was head coach Jason Zimmerman, head coach of Emory, and congrats to them on a terrific showing here this weekend. One more game to go. It is Calvin against St. John's, and we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes.